following is an exclusive presentation of Jessup Broadcasting, the sports leader in Southeast Georgia.
World famous. The world famous Butch and Bob Show.
Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, 3 minutes after 8 o'clock here on this Wednesday morning, world famous Butch and Bob Show. And Bob, big announcement for Jessup and Wayne County, and we've got somebody in here who knows all about it. Who's our guest, Bob?
We got Tom Kuegel in for Piggly Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly's back open today, and had a chance to contact him this week and have him in today to tell us what all's taking place. Tom, nice to meet you. Appreciate you coming in.
Nice to meet you guys. Great to be with two big celebrities worldwide.
Yeah, we're famous in our own minds there, Tom. What's your position with the new Piggly Wiggly, Tom?
So I'm the owner. I'm the president of the company. My father and I own the company.
Oh, you do, huh?
Yep.
Did you grow up in the business?
I did, yeah. Started working in my dad's store when I was 11 years old. So.
Well, it sounds like me. I started working in a small grocery store in Jacksonville when I was 13 years old, and then continued on when we moved to Jessup, and that's how I paid my way through high school, was working in a grocery store. And so, I know what you go through.
That's right.
Except for the management and ownership part.
There you go. Well, it's easier. I got a lot of respect for the people that are with us, and it's really a mission statement of ours to try to build up our team and grow our team. If they're not doing better every year, then we're not doing better every year. I really consider that my job. It's my team's job to take care of our customers. It's my job to take care of them, and it really works. So we got a great culture. We end up with great customer service. I couldn't be more proud of the group that works with us, and so we're happy to extend that here at Jessup.
Who's your store manager?
We've got a woman named Melanie. She's a wonderful, wonderful lady, and she's just going to be a great member of the community. She's coming over from our Valdosta store, so she's been with the company a while. She knows how we do things, and she'll be a success, and she just really is a wonderful lady. She's got some family here. I'm not sure who. But
where are your headquarters out of?
I live in Tifton. We originally were based out of Oglethorpe, Georgia. I don't know if you know where that is or not, but right on the Flint River between Perry and Americus.
No, I know where that is.
Yeah. So little small town, 1,200 people is where I grew up, one red light, and we've grown. I got into the business after college, and my dad wasn't really keen on growing the company too much. He was happy with what we were doing, and I called him. I said, I want to come back into the store business and grow it. And he said, well, you're not coming back into business with me, and he hung the phone up. So I went down and got a job with his store manager, just doing dairy and frozen food, and kind of worked my way up. And there was a point there where I said, hey, let's go find a store. And Dad said, yep, let's do it.
Right.
So we took it from there.
All right, Tom Kuegel in here from the all-new Piggly Wiggly. What made your decision to reopen Piggly Wiggly? When I say reopen, it was Piggly Wiggly. It's been closed now for about a year. What's going to be y'all's thought and vision for Piggly Wiggly here in Jessup to be successful and to provide great service and products and low prices to the folks here of Wayne County?
Yeah, so the previous owner put together a wonderful facility. It's in good shape, and we're able to make a good deal there. And Jody Ammons, the landlord that we have there, has done a great job working with us to get us in a good financial position to reopen the store. We're a pretty decent-sized group. Not huge, but we have 7 stores, and it puts us in a good spot to be able to buy a little cheaper. We have a great relationship with our wholesaler, keep our cost of goods down. And we have what I think is probably the best in at least South Georgia meat program out there. We offer all fresh cut meat. We don't do any prepackaged meats. It's all butchered here. So it's just a butcher shop inside of a traditional grocery store, and that's our real driver. And we think Jessup needs that. We think Jessup will respond to that. And that's what we think is going to separate us a little bit from what's been there. We believe we'll just do more meat business.
Okay, and y'all opened up this morning at 7, right?
Yes, sir. We opened today.
Now, y'all going to have a grand opening coming up before long, right?
We will. We'll work the bugs out and get open. We wanted to go ahead and get open because there's another store here in town that's transitioning.
Right.
And they'll be closed, and we wanted to make sure we're here to serve people during that time.
Okay, Bob?
I just appreciate you coming in. What the store? It's going to be 7-day week. What are the hours? That's
we
what
open
people
7
want to
to
know.
9.
7 to 9. 7 a.m.
7 to 9. Every day.
Going to have the bakery back?
full bakery deli. Yes, sir. We're still hiring there. So if anybody's listening today that's looking for a career, we provide a real career path. We have a lot of folks that work their way up. So come check us out at the deli, or we're looking for good people all across the board. So.
Well, it's good to have y'all in town, Tom. Tom Kugel with Piggly Wiggly. Y'all, is this y'all's 8th store?
No, this is the 7th.
This is the 7th store, and all throughout Georgia.
That's right. Yeah, we're in Hazelhurst, McRae, Montezuma, Adel, and we have 2 stores in Valdosta.
Okay. Well, sounds good. We welcome y'all to Jessup and Wayne County. It's good to see the store open, to be able to serve the grocery needs of the folks here of Wayne County. And as you said, y'all going to specialize in meats.
That's it.
It's like a grocery store around a meat department.
That's right. That's right. Our focus is truly on our fresh department. So produce and meat, we take good care of those things.
All right. Anything else you'd like for the public to know about this morning, Tom?
I can't say so. I'm just happy to be part of the community and looking forward to getting involved with Jessup and Wayne County. Okay.
Well, we look forward to working with you. And
Thank you.
Much success.
Thank you so much.
We'll talk longer, but we got a state representative on Zoom. See, right there on Zoom.
Hey,
and we're fixing to have him on.
Far be it from me to get in front of politics.
Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.
All right, take care. Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, 105.5 FM in Jessup. And let's see here. On with us right now is State Representative Bill Werkheiser. Good morning, Bill.
Good morning. He's got that backwards. I think people care a lot more about a grocery store than they do here in front of politicians.
Well, at least you're not in committee. We haven't been able to get with Stephen or Blake this week because I thought, but that's the first question Butch asked me, is Bill in a committee meeting today? I said, well, he didn't text me last night and let me know. So glad to have you here on the Wednesdays with the Werkheiser.
They don't have their priorities right. I always make sure Capitol works around y'all's schedule.
Right. I mean, we're more important.
And they should. They should. They should take that in consideration when they're planning meetings. Does it conflict with the world famous Butch and Bob Show?
They should know that. I mean, the governor, lieutenant governor, are good friends of ours. They should know that.
That's right.
They should say, look, you go do your world famous Butch and Bob Show first, then come meet in committee. But anyway, a lot going on. They're starting to approve these bills on the, trying to correct the voting situation. People upset about that. I saw where the Senate approved a bill yesterday requiring ID for absentee voting. So just want to get your thoughts on that. It went along party lines, which most people expected it. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of debate, a lot of discussion. But how do you see this playing out before the session ends?
So it's interesting, and don't forget, anybody can file a bill about anything. We can file bills about aliens and Martians if we want to. So just because a bill is filed, I think you'll see a deviation from that. Even though everybody is screaming for voter ID, there's a little caveat to that. And I'm sure the Senate is too. I know the House has been working with some of the top election lawyers in the country, and so we got to make sure that it stands. The rigors of federal court, because it'll be challenged. So one thing that I think people, just off the top of your head, you say, well, you got to show a voter ID when you vote in person. Why shouldn't you do that when you do vote absentee? But here's the problem with that. So when I walk in with a driver's license, the person has got the card in their hand. They look down at the card. They look up at me. Okay, that's the person. Go ahead and vote. So let's say you send in a photo ID for an absentee ballot. What are they comparing that to? So the photo part is become problematic. So here's the fix to that, and it's not very different, but it's in a way it's monumental. In fact, the guy who's presenting this to us said, hey, how many of you know your driver's license number? And maybe 2 or 3 out of 100 raised their hand. And he said, that's the point. We all have a unique driver's license number. At least 98% of us do. And so, but it's a unique, almost like a PIN, a number that's unique to you that almost nobody knows. So, because think about this, if it was photo only, Well, most of us, you could Google and get a photo of somebody and send it in, and, not much software skills at all, create something. So anyway, what we're proposing in the House is that you put your driver's license number on the application, and then for the application for the ballot, and then when you send the ballot back in, you put that driver's license on the outside of the envelope, not on the inside, because again, we have to have a secret ballot, and that will replace the much maligned signature match, which is not working anyway, and none of us are signature match experts, and there's just been so much confusion and court battles over that. So anyway, I think that's a great idea, is to go to a unique driver's license number. For the less than 2 to 3% that don't drive, there are other government IDs you can use. And so, and then, if you don't, you can always go vote in person. And so I think that's where we're headed, and that will survive judicial scrutiny and give the voters confidence that we don't have multiple people or folks casting multiple votes for the same person.
And again, this was a package of this is just part of a package of 4 bills. You know what the other bills are?
On the House side, yeah, it was to create uniformity in the code over early voting and go back to what the original was. For some, and I didn't know this, I thought that the Sunday voting, which I knew had not been in years ago, but all of a sudden we did, I thought that had been expanded maybe before I got into the legislature. Actually, the code is very unclear, and so when Sunday got added, it was neither in the code or restricted from the code. So what we're proposing is go back to the original extended, which I think is 4 weeks of early voting, and go to, I think, 7 at night, and then do one Saturday, but make sure that all counties are consistent.
Well, the Sunday voting was news to me. I didn't know they were voting on Sundays across the state. We've always done a Saturday voting during the early voting 3-week period, but I've never seen Sunday voting here in Wayne County, so that was news to me.
So you just proved my point. I didn't either, but then, so I kept reading about these souls to the polls buses.
Right, like I said, that was all news to me, but that was something I was not aware of throughout the state of Georgia. Like I said, I've been covering elections since '82, and there's always been 3 weeks of early voting, and there's always been a Saturday for. So we need to get back to that. Folks are going to scream about that, but the reality is, again, we're giving you nearly 30 days of early voting. If you can't vote by then, and I've always argued, it's a cost thing. People don't understand. Small counties like Wayne, Appling, Pierce, Long. I mean, it's a lot of expense. So I didn't understand why they had to have 3 weeks. I always thought, but like I said, I'm a traditionalist anyway. I vote on the day of the election, so I don't understand why people can't do that. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Another thing that was interesting, the Georgia Senate approved a bill requiring more. The Senate passed a bill requiring any candidate running for sheriff in any of the 159 counties in the state, they have to be already certified by the state peace officer standards and training. I was like, what a great concept. You got to be qualified to run for sheriff.
Well, it's, Bob, I hadn't seen that. What's funny is during the first 28 days, the Senate and the House live in 2 different worlds. And so I hadn't even seen or read that. So the good and bad of that is we do spend a lot of money training. It's not just sheriffs. I could run, you and I could run for, say, clerk of courts or probate court or a lot of these stuff and not be qualified. So what happens is the Carl Vincent Institute up in Athens does a long weekend training. So over a long weekend, I can become a sheriff or a probate. And so there is questions, especially when you're in today's volatile world of law enforcement, if those folks shouldn't already be post-certified. Interesting concept. Hadn't processed that since you're the first one that's told me about that. So you like the idea?
I think it's a good idea. I'm like, it's nice to people. I think you should be qualified for a lot of things you run for. Like I said, it's just amazing to me how you can run, not be qualified for a lot of positions, but that's just my opinion. Yeah. But I thought it was a unique concept that they said that you got to be certified in order to run for sheriff. Instead of, like I said, I guess it's because, like you said, all the cost that's going involved, because after a person who's not qualified or not certified runs and gets elected, then if they spend 6 months with the training to become certified. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's a cost-effective thing, but I think it's a unique concept that they think now people running for sheriff need to be qualified to run for sheriff instead of just a lot of Tom, Dick, and Harrys that just think, hey, I want to be sheriff. So
that's really not a high bar to become post-certified. You could have worked for any city or county, which to me, that alone would be a good qualification. And I guess maybe that's a backdoor way of doing that, saying, hey, before you're a sheriff, you gotta at least be a police officer on the beat somewhere. So that's basically what they're saying. Or I guess you could come through the route of being a correctional officer because those folks are post-certified. The ones that carry weapons. Now, the regular correctional officers don't, but anybody who has carried a weapon has to be post-certified.
Anything else we need to be aware of this week? I know that, like I said, we talked to Blake last week. The original budget's been approved, but I'm sure they're still working on the final budget. So where do we stand on the budget?
Yeah, so I've got a 4-hour meeting Friday afternoon after we get through. They really do not like us having weekends off. So even when we get through Friday, I've got a full appropriations meeting. I've already had 4 to 6 hours of subcommittee on the full budget. I think we're pretty close. And so I think you'll see a little bit more different. You know, the House and Senate pretty much just breeze through the government's recommendations on the amendment. I think you'll see a little bit more wrangling this time. A, between the House and the governor's office, and then B, between the Senate and the House. For starters, they've had more time, and then usually that's the case. There'll just be more discussions, not really arguing, but, you know, everybody's got their own priorities. It's not a good or bad. It's just that it's just a matter of priorities.
One final topic, COVID. The school board met last night, and they talked about the statewide statistics. The good news here in this area, the numbers have been less than 10 for every day for the last 2 weeks. Number of positive cases, it's like 4, 8, 6, things like that. Is it going that same way up there in Atlanta? I don't hear much about. It seems like the legislature's moving smoothly.
I was just about to say that. No matter who you look at, the state as a whole, metro county, suburban, rural, which is interesting because, you know, when the numbers were going up, it would start in metro and then suburban would get bad. And then Wayne County was one of the last to even get a case. But we caught up with the trend. And it seems like on the downward side of this, everybody is on that same downward trend. So that's really good news. And that's really prior to the vaccines kicking in. So then you throw the vaccines on top of that. I'd say we're going to see some light in the tunnel here really quick.
Let's hope. Like I said, it is good news, but again, the vaccination out, you know, a lot of people still want to get that vaccine, so that seems to still be, you know, I don't know what the process, there seems to be a holdup. They're still in phase 1, so hopefully eventually they can get to phase 2. So, Bill, again, we appreciate you being here. We got some other guests in the studios, but always good to talk to you on Wednesdays. Again, State Representative Bill Werkheiser, Wednesdays with Werkheiser. Always appreciative. Thank you very much.
All right, thank y'all. Y'all have a good one.
All right, thank you, Bill.
All
right, world-famous Butch and Bob Show right here on WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup. The time now is 8:21. Bob, who do we have in the studio with us now?
We got Mr. Alan Volsky and Molly Hall in the studio with us, and clueless on what they're here to talk about.
A cold dip.
The splash.
The polar bear splash.
The jump in the pool.
All right, tell us about it.
Good morning.
I'm glad I'm not part of that. That's all I'm saying.
We are here to talk about Rotary, the Jessup Rotary Club. We are holding our very first Polar Plunge this Friday at the Trail House. So I'll let Alan, our club president, tell you a little bit more about that.
Good morning. So we've got 13 folks that are going to take the plunge Friday at noon, one at a time, I'm thinking, and they're going to enjoy the brisk, brief hiatus from the terra firma and jump in that cold water. And it's all for a good cause. The folks that we have jumping are going to be Chuck Mosley, Sheriff of Wayne County, David Earl Keith, Mayor of Jessup, Ralph Hickox, Wayne County Commissioner, Hugh Armstrong, dentist for Armstrong Family Dentistry, Sean O'Quinn with Country Financial, Jason Weaver, he's the mayor of Screven, Clay Bethay, Rayonier Advanced Materials, Joe Irati, Wayne Memorial Hospital CEO, Nick Ellis, Wayne County Board of Education, Jeff Chandler is with the Howard and Jones Funeral Home, Warren Walgamuth with Walmart, and Caleb Popple of Hospice of South Georgia, and I'm bringing up the rear with Georgia Power. So hopefully by the time they all jump in, the water will be a little warmer.
Are y'all jumping in y'all stepping down into it, or y'all just jumping right into the deep end? How are y'all doing this?
Jumping in.
You're jumping into the deep end there, because I know that a lot of those guys that you just mentioned, and they're not the poster child for physical fitness. And from jumping in there and getting that cold splash, it may do something to their bodies. Are y'all gonna have EMTs on hand just in case?
Oh, we're gonna have Molly there. I know she can spell CPR.
We have made all of the contestants sign waivers. They, that list all of the risks, and if they have, it says on there explicitly if you have a heart condition and certain conditions that you should not be a participant in the polar plunge. The weather actually is looking fairly decent for Friday, so it may not be quite as cold as if we'd done it in January, but we're excited. It's for a great cause. All of that money that is raised will go towards Rotary's local projects and scholarships that we do. We've supported a variety of causes throughout our history, including Camp Hope, Mock Trial, Safe Kids. This year we partnered with the other Kiwanis and exchange clubs to support the Wayne County Toy Drive. So all of these fundraisers that we do, they go towards those local projects and local scholarships for high school seniors that we do every year. So it's for a great cause.
Okay, so each one of them raised money. Went to folks and said, I'm doing this polar plunge. Will you please give or pledge this amount of money to help raise funds for the Rotary and their projects? And I'm doing all the hard work. I'm jumping in that cold water. Will you please help me out? Is that basically how it worked?
That's correct.
The top earner will be given the opportunity to donate $500 in their name in behalf of the Rotary to a charity of their choosing,
Okay.
local charity of their choosing.
Right.
So that's a big deal, and that's a good thing. If you can give money to a charity you're supporting or devoted to, then
so the top person gets to say, here's where that $500 is going to go to whatever charity it is.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's right. The portion of the proceeds they will get to designate.
Okay.
But yes, they can. People are donating money. The participants are raising money. We also have boxes set up at the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce with each of the faces of all of the participants. If you want to go and put some money there, those boxes will be there until Friday. Friday morning, we'll go pick them up and take them with us to the plunge itself. But we also have some other prizes that will be donated for the contestants, that people that are taking the plunge, the top earners, they will receive some prizes from our sponsors, and those are 528 Tactical, David's Clothing, Georgia Power, Garden of Eden, JJ's, Jenny's Boutique, Merle Norman, Misty's Pharmacy, Paige's Pound Cake, Prissy Hen, Sweet Life Desserts, The Berry Patch, Trowel Historic Inn, the upcoming Union Station Brewing Company, and Wayne County WC Outfitters. And then we've also got some commitments from Britches and Bows, One Love Island and Soul Food, and the Historic Strand.
And Sheffield's was gracious enough to donate some shirts commemorating the first annual Polar Plunge. So we want to really thank them for stepping up and doing that for us. Each contestant will get a shirt, and I'm sure it'll be coveted throughout the community.
Okay. And once again, when's the spectacle going to take place?
It will be this Friday, February 26th at 12 noon at the Trowel Historic Inn. In the back, there in their pool, is where everything will be happening.
Well, sounds good. I'm glad. I was just congratulations and thank yous. Big, I guess, more than thank yous to all of these 13 folks who have decided to take the plunge and to raise funds for the charities that Rotary Club of Jessup supports.
Yes, we are very thankful to have all of the participation, and we also, if you're not able to come out and watch the plunge in person, we will have a live feed from our Facebook page, Rotary Club of Jessup, on Facebook, so that we'll be going live. You'll be able to watch it there or come out and watch it in person.
Okay.
And if you're interested in joining Rotary, we're always interested in getting new members. We meet on Thursdays at noon at Captain Joe's. If you come into the door, it'll be kind of that section back by the salad bar to the left. Go back in the back part. We'd love to have you come visit.
Okay. Well, sounds good. Well, good luck. I hope you raise lots of funds.
Thank you for having us.
And hopefully everybody jumps in and gets out and stays healthy.
We'll be talking to y'all about the second annual. We need a couple of contestants. So Bob and Butch, get ready.
All right.
I'm worried about one of those contestants on your list. He was my ride to Atlanta, and we're supposed to at 10, so I don't know how he's going to jump into 412. So
There you go.
I'm going to have to call and find out what's going on with my ride to Atlanta.
Yeah, so how can he jump in the pool while y'all two are on your way to Atlanta?
Exactly. I don't see how he's going to jump into 412 when we're leaving at 10. So I'll find out shortly.
He's going to swing by, I guess.
Maybe he'll jump in by himself like at 9 o'clock in the morning. All right, y'all take care.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right, the world-famous Butch and Bob Show brought to you by Damon's Famous Fingers and Wings, by Murphy Builder Supply, by O'Quinn & Associates Country Financial. Oh, that's funny. And by First Southern Bank. It's 8:30, WIFO 105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio. Let's check in the latest news from Fox News Radio.
The world famous Butch and Bob Show.